if he knew. They're an English band.
Nice.
Should have asked him if he knew about Amplifier. Dude from earlier, if you watch this later, let me know if you know about Amplifier.
Whatever happened to Space Hog?
Ooh, I saw them last year.
Oh, wow, yeah.
I saw them opening for the Psychedelic Furs. They were awesome.
Fucking awesome.
Yeah, they're back together. I don't know if they're making new music, but yeah, they were really good. They're like 90s alternative, the 90s alternative T-Rex, you know, which I can dig that. I can totally dig that. They were a cool band. I didn't really like dig them that hard when they were out. Like, you know, I knew the hits obviously, and you know, but I wasn't like super into them. But then later on, I was like, oh man, these guys were actually pretty dope. I got into them later.
Do you think Freddie Mercury would have liked them?
Yeah, definitely. Yeah,
I wonder, like, I always had that thought, like, would Kurt Cobain like this band? Just because he was like a very polarized dude, but also because he was in his 20s, so like, he never got to the point where he's like, you know what? I used to hate cabbage, but now I love cabbage.
Yeah,
like, he never really got to that
like
point.
those days. I saw. You know, that's funny. I think about that kind of shit a lot with Kurt Cobain. Like, those days were coming for Kurt Cobain, where he would have dropped some of his pretentious. Like, that's the thing. It's like he gets painted a certain way because of what happened, but in actuality, he was like the biggest poser. You know, and I'm making air quotes when I do that. You know,
oh, hey.
like he was so about how he was perceived and so calculated in what he gave support to. Like, you know, whereas as he got older, he would have dropped that bullshit because later on you don't care what people think and you'll acknowledge like, oh, I love whatever. You know, I was gonna say the Beach Boys, but I don't mean this shit on the Beach Boys. But you know, like, I don't know, he had that like bullshit punk rock ideal pumped up his brain really badly. You know, he would have got cooler as time went on. I think Kurt Cobain would have ended up doing some really dope like Johnny Cash type shit, where like him and an acoustic guitar. You know.
Like a movie hero or something.
I'm interested to see what that documentary about him, Montage of Heck. Did you see the trailer for that?
Yeah, I'm all over that.
I think it'd be cool. I don't know why I don't think Dave Grohl's in it. And their reasoning is that they didn't interview him in time, but it seems kind of fishy. Because it's like, yo, that was his drummer. Like, how do you not get that guy?
Yeah, no.
Kurt Cobain documentary, you got to have the essentials. Courtney Love, Chris Novoselic, his parents, his bandmates. Like all of them, I'd say. That's really it. Like, I don't know. I like the Kobe Bryant documentary. Oh, hold up.
Yeah, I do. I think at any time, any place, people can fall in love with each other.
Damn Snake.
If you love someone, you have to be able to protect them.
I think so too.
I have a favor to ask.
Otacon, why do your eyes look like quarters?
I told you before I don't want to hurt anyone.
I don't want you to.
Okay?
The elevator is stopped down there. I want you to get it to move.
I want to know what love is.
It was working
I
before.
want you to show me, Otacon.
It's broken.
Can you fix it?
It was working before. If it's the mechanism, leave it to me.
So really, YouTube can
I've
just
got to go and swap.
Oh, fuck.
cut
I
you.
mean,
I'll stay here.
oh, man, we're done.
Good luck.
you get 10 seconds, right? No? Yes?
I don't even know anymore.
Yeah.
I think we're okay. If
If I do
Dude,
this,
we-
it doesn't matter. I just pretend like I'm
we're
not.
lucky if we break 10 views, man. Like, let alone get stopped by YouTube. That means they're listening.
Right? That means YouTube had to
I
view
want
it.
to know what love is. Theoretically, I'm a philosopher. I just want to know what it is, and if you could show me. Yeah, we'll repeat this. The YouTube rule, where it's like I don't think you could sing songs on YouTube, or like there's like some lawsuit rule. That I don't know, man. Just watch the Game Grumps. Not even just for the answer to that question, but just watch them in general. Explains a lot.
Support the Game Grumps. Right?
Yeah, because
Look at us with like maybe 2 people watching, telling them to support the Game
Yeah.
Grumps, who have like 500,000 people watching.
they do good, man. They do good, and then that guy Markiplier does great, and then that guy PewDiePie is like, PewDiePie is the definition of what the algorithm for YouTube is. It's just, I've talked about that before. I don't think I've ever talked about it on the show. It's essentially minutes watched and upload frequency. And when you're uploading videos that are 10 to 20 minutes a day, every day ever, and you have some sort of popularity, it's like a snowball effect, you know? That's why the animators got fucked up, because animation takes time. And YouTube's not centered around, like, drop this project, it will take a long time, and then release it. It's like, that's like if we were musicians who worked for YouTube, we would just have to put out songs every single day.
I could do it.
Yeah, and I would like to. It's just...
Yeah, see, that's one of those things where my brain, it would hold me back from that, because I take the art more seriously than that. It's not disposable to me like that. Like, I'm putting together... Like, I make albums because I like making records.
Uh-huh.
But really, I guess if I was just willing to put out a song a day, it would probably be more successful, right? And I could totally do that. I could put out a song a day easy. Easy. You know?
Easy peasy lemon squeezy.
But then again, you're not getting the same quality. I was talking about this with Steve yesterday. We were talking, and I was saying how, you know, it's a different experience. Like, it's a different situation, say, recording a band to, like, recording a podcast. Like, you're recording a podcast, you set up a session, you record it, it's done. You're recording a band, you got to take time to then mix it, you know, and work on the sound and craft this thing. And it's, you know, again, things are getting so fast forward now that it's difficult to find a place for that. But I don't know. There's two ways you could go about it in your mind. You could complain about the things that are changing, or you can find a way to survive inside of it.
Yeah, be the change is what, you know, what I say.
Right, and for me, like I still think people that like records and like bands and get attached to music and feel that connection to music, they'll find a way to support if you give them something worth supporting, you know? And I think you can still, it's like you just got to be willing to go a little further on maybe packaging or how you release records, you know? Like, obviously the most extreme example would be that Wu-Tang album. They released one copy, $1 million, you know? As ridiculous as that is, you know,
you got a lot of attention,
right? So it's like if you have a product that's like I think the solution is shorter pressings with unique artwork and things that you only get for the limited time that it's there, you know, or maybe like with each new pressing you add a new track, or I don't know, something like, you know, I'm just spitballing, but it's like you got to find ways to make it interesting, to make it sought after. Like, if you could build up enough of a following and then you release a record and say, okay, I'm releasing 100 copies of this physically, and then once those 100 copies sell out, I'm removing it from iTunes, so you won't be able to get it once, you know what I mean, once this window closes.
Yeah.
I'm taking it out of print, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of like, I guess the way you could combat it right now is to like make it a limited time engagement, you know?
Yeah. That's what I'm wondering. I'm wondering what I should do with the Flarp compilations, because they're all on SoundCloud, but I don't pay for it. So eventually I'm going to run out of space on SoundCloud. And I was thinking, like, do I make another Flarp SoundCloud? Do I delete the old songs? And I'm still kind of figuring it out, because I still have some time.
Bandcamp, dude. If you go to Bandcamp with it,
that would be cool.
You know, they seem to they have way more room as far as space. I got 6 records up there, and they haven't given me any warnings or anything, or heads up that I'm running out of room.
Are you ready now, my brother?
Why are you calling me brother?
Because I'm
you. I'm your shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Ask the father that you killed. I'll send you to hell to meet him.
Hey, that's poetic.
Shadow Moses, am I right?
Yep. Yeah.
I remember this battle being a little tricky.
It's the stinger.
Huh.
You gotta use the stinger.
Oh, thank you. Oh shit! I remember this. This is what they.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah. What? Yeah, what?
Bullet to the dome. Oh. This is where the radar really helps. And now you played this game no radar mode. Fuck that. Oh shit.
Just firing missiles into the darkness.
Come on, it was locked on. I'm wasting missiles right now, yeah. Dun dun sting your arms, salt snake. Do do do. I was with some friends the other day, and you ever hear someone be like, "Oh man, that's fucking fire! Yo, that's fire!" Like this, using the word "fire" as a description for that's really impressive.
Mm-hmm.
And I said something, and he just goes, "Well, that's fire, I guess." And I was like, I've never heard the phrase "fire" be used like not confidently.
Without conviction. Yeah.
Yeah. I was like, does it still qualify as fire if it's like you're unsure about it? Like, be like, yeah, that's the bomb. That's the shit, I guess.
Yeah. Wow.
I think that's the shit.
That's
like,
funny. You're leading into something I think about a lot. I bug out at the way people talk because I hear how it's like speech patterns you got from elsewhere, you know? And it's like that thing of when you start saying something, a phrase or whatever, as kind of as a joke, but then next thing it's like you say it all the time, so it's actually something you say.
Yeah, we were really big on that when we were teenagers, creating our own vernacular. That's why we say like canon and like de-earth and shit.
Yeah, I think everybody's group of friends did that to some degree. Like, I don't remember a lot of them. And Steve's I don't know if he still is, but he was a Rolodex for that shit.
Yeah,
forever.
so was Bridie.
He would remember all the stupid shit we used to say. And, like, even if I can remember some of the phrases, I can't remember why or what it meant, you know?
When was the pink shorts incident? Was that a long time ago?
Yeah, that was years ago. But that's not one of my stories, you know? That's
Steve's story.
Yeah, that's a Steve story, but yeah. Yeah, it's interesting. But that's more like with your friends you end up creating a language, you know, it's like a language that only you guys speak and shit. But I'm talking more just in terms of like words.
I just got fucked up.
Yeah, like the way you said like fire, you know, or shit like that, or the way I hear people throw around, you know, I don't even like saying it like for real, but like the way I hear people throw around nigga, you know, like they say that shit all the time. And it's to the point where you hear even the way they pronounce it and the way that it's used in the sentence and like where it's placed and the inflections. It's like you just talking like that because you heard somebody else talk like that. Like, you know, why? I don't get it. You know, I mean, like, we all do it to a certain degree. Like, you know, words like groovy or dig it or like, you know, it's like you heard it somewhere and then you start using it.
I say man a lot.
Man, yeah.
And like I remember I tried writing lyrics and I wrote man in a bunch of times in the lyrics and I was like, oh wow, like it can be effective when you want it to be, but I shouldn't always say man, especially in songs. Like you gotta detach a little bit, you know?
Yeah, you ever start looking at your lyrics and start finding those commonalities and like word phrases and like couplings, like certain words together, you use them all the time. It's interesting, right? Like when I was younger, I used to use the word breathe a lot. Breathe would be like a million songs. Like, why? What's this? Telling myself to calm down even back then. Calm the fuck down, motherfucker. every little thing's gonna be alright.
Everything.
Said don't worry about a thing.
You're not gonna worry about a thing because I don't believe in wives. And it's just funny, like I read like comments about the Marley documentary and like it's funny because like people are like, yeah, it's really cool and insightful, and then you have those people that are like, yo, he was kind of a dick to his wives. I mean, in the sense that he was just like, I don't believe in wives, I'll fuck whoever I want. But I don't know, you can make the argument that Bob Marley is not like any other person ever.
Right.
Tiger Woods was definitely, in my eyes, I think Tiger Woods is totally okay with banging 13 different women and his wife.
Man. That's what he was doing. Like, here's my thing about... Alright, and I've said this before. This is not new hat, really, but my take on monogamy is simple. What makes it a beautiful thing to be in a monogamous relationship is not that you're following a set of rules. I think people need to get past that. Like, oh, these are the rules, and